Excuse me. All right. This up. Activate this. Then I think I remember something like here is how far over it need to be, something like that. Excuse me. Okay, so there. Okay, other than YouTube chat specifically, I've checked all the chat to make sure it's working. I'll test YouTube here in a second. Mm. What's that? Clicked the wrong thing. Okay, now we go. Like usual, just give it a couple minutes and then we'll get going. Mm-hmm. All right. Probably good enough. What are we looking for her again? She doesn't have the diary. Are we looking for the actual entrance? I guess, right? To the underground chamber. Because we need to get to the mirror, the actual black mirror, and do the exorcism there for Adrian, right? And hopefully get rid of the problem at that point. And we've already looked down in the cellar with her matches and didn't really find much. She has adrenaline, jewelry box. Hmm.
The Gordon file from the Vatican archives. The last entry is from 1923. It notes the handing over of the guardian position to Victoria Gordon. Right at the front of the file is a copy of a letter from Marcus Gordon. In it, he says that the entrance to the Shade Portal is sealed with an altar. The underground chapel was consecrated and prevents the Shades from entering the catacombs.
We haven't even found the chapel, though. Right?
Victoria's jewelry casket. There's a kind of secret compartment on the bottom side, but I can't open it. Adrenaline. It's usually administered intravenously and ensures that the cardiovascular system works again within seconds.
Okay, so just tell me what adrenaline does, not anything about like needing to use it on Adrian or anything like that.
The entrance to the catacombs must be in the castle. I'll only get wet outside.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I think it is down in the cellar. I'm just I don't really see. There's that well, but the well's dry. We can't grab a shovel to try to dig or something down the well. So there must be, I'm guessing, like a lever or something to open the bottom of the well. Like it'll shift to the side or something, I would guess.
The well seems to be dry.
I think that's the well's the only thing left in here that we've not. So we went back here. Did I go back over here? In the back? It looks like you can go back there, but she doesn't. Okay, so I guess we can't go back there. I think we're pretty close to the end, right? We're in like chapter 5 or 6 or something like 6, I think, actually. And we aren't even playing ourselves anymore. We're playing her to find the catacombs, and then we have to do the actual exorcism. And I think that's probably the end of the game. I can't seem to find much on it. I mean, there's no, it's all dark, so there's constantly lighting a match for like half a second and then getting usually no result. Yeah, I don't see. Okay. Let's see.
The entrance to the catacombs used to be under the foundation stone, but Marcus had it sealed off. Now it's only a cellar down there.
Which is where we just were. So there's that, but okay.
A mighty pillar. The wooden cladding is decorated with carvings.
Look closer. It's not really dark, but I don't have a magnifying glass or anything.
There you go. The flame flickers here. There's a draft. And this room has no windows.
Hmm.
I guess there's a cavity behind or in the pillar. Hmm. But how do I get at it? Why didn't I think of that sooner? This plate can be removed. Uh-huh. There's a metal wall behind it. And there's a strangely shaped hole in it too. A keyhole, I guess.
Keyhole? I don't have a key. Yeah, but I don't have a key. Interesting.
The hole is the shape of a cogwheel. A normal key definitely doesn't fit in here.
Is that going to be in this jewelry box? Maybe that's what she's got. She says she can't open it, but she also said she didn't want to wake up Adrian yet. Maybe now she does? Because I'm guessing he could open the box somehow. Like, I don't know. He wouldn't know how, like, by default, but I guess.
Adrian, how are you doing?
Ugh, hungover. What happened?
You suddenly lost consciousness during the exorcism.
Did it work? Is Mordred gone? What about my eyes? Are they still black?
There were a few complications.
So, it didn't work?
Unfortunately not. It doesn't seem Mordred can be cast out with prayers alone.
Strange. It always seems to work in the movies.
Maybe it was the wrong script.
The Bible. Yeah.
Your eyes are normal again. At least for the moment. But I'm afraid that it won't stay like that for long.
I guessed as much. Why am I in the castle? I thought it wasn't safe here.
That's true, but I had no other choice. Edward helped me bring you here.
Edward? Huh. And where is Father Frederick?
He's still in the church. We're going back to him later. Father Frederick is out of it. Mordred's power was too much for him. We'll have to be quick if we're going to save you.
What are we waiting for then? I feel almost good. At least I'm ready for the final spurt.
I have another idea of how we can get rid of Mordred. But for that, we must go to the Black Mirror, where the curse began.
Where everything began. Victoria told me exactly that, shortly before she died. I should go to where everything began, but I've got no idea where that is and how to get there.
I found something interesting in the library. I think it's some kind of secret door to the catacombs.
A secret door in the library? Let me guess. It's locked, right? And you've got no idea how to open it.
I was hoping you could help me.
Why not? I haven't got anything else planned.
Have you got any idea how to open this? I mean the secret compartment on the bottom. Seems to be a very complicated mechanism.
There you go. He's like, screw it, I don't care.
Yes, of course, there's that way too.
he's like, look, Victoria's not around anymore. She doesn't have her jewelry. We don't need to save anything. It's fine. So I guess we switch between them? I wonder what we have him do. Obviously something, because he'll have to get the exorcism performed on him. So at least for some of the time, we'll have to do something with that, right?
The sword hilt fits perfectly, but nothing happens.
So we need something else with the sword hilt? Combine them? No. Okay. Alright, so nothing right now for that. Maybe in reverse we can ask certain questions that'll give us more of a clue.
Valentina,
Yes.
the room in which Mordred crossed over into me, do you know anything about it?
What kind of room was it?
A kind of ritual chamber. Skulls everywhere, a throne.
They investigated a ritual chamber in the old academy, but all the records were lost in a fire around 1512. And the knowledge of it was lost in the process as well. So no, I know even less about it than you do.
So what actually is this black mirror then?
We think it's a kind of portal.
And where does it lead?
Nobody knows exactly, and it's a dangerous thing to investigate. Mordred tried, but the Black Mirror enslaved them. Pope Innocent III believed it might lead to the destruction of Christianity. What we know for sure is that it's older than anything else on Earth.
I thought it might have been built by pagan druids or something like that.
It's much, much older than that. The Druids used it for ceremonies, yes, but they definitely didn't build it. It's been there since the dawning of time, so they say.
Holy crap. So what is it then?
We can only speculate. The mirror attracts evil, or how should I put it? Absorbs it. According to the old Druidic scriptures, there were regular human sacrifices. Apparently, the altar table in front of the Black Mirror portal was already drenched in century-old blood back then. The souls of the sacrifices are drawn into the mirror, but only if they're absolutely evil. The soul of a good person cannot enter the mirror. It seems to be something like... yes, like...
The gateway to hell, perhaps?
yes. And no, not just the gate, but the mirror too. Glancing into it reveals the innermost self. It reflects the soul for everyone to see.
I wonder what the Pope would see if he looked into it. And all the dignitaries of the world. No wonder the entrance has to be guarded. But times have changed. Why don't we just have a look at the thing? Purely scientifically, I mean.
Evil can also break out of the mirror. Its effect is unbound. You can feel its power yourself. Who's ever susceptible is enticed into evil. That's why life in the castle is so dangerous. It's right within its sphere. Mordred was changed. The spark of evil that always smoldered within him was fanned into a blazing fire. He did everything he could to open the portal. Rumors suggest that he almost found the mechanism.
Not great.
Someone's leaving me messages describing the virtues of a guardian. You don't happen to know anything about that, do you?
I wrote them. They were tests to see if you could become the next guardian in spite of the curse. I had assumed that apart from Victoria, there was only Angelina, but she was nowhere to be found. There was no time. Victoria lay on her deathbed. She was the last guardian. It had to be settled. When we heard that you were maintaining that you were a Gordon and were also innocent of any crime, then the Vatican changed its plan. We had to assure ourselves that you were still of pure heart, and you passed all the tests.
But you weren't there.
True. I wasn't there.
All right, Miss Undercover.
I don't know if I'd say he's pure in heart. I mean, it's not like he's innocent and unassuming and stuff, but yeah, okay, sure.
I think we still need something here for the sword hilt to work.
Hey, Fofox.
It's not working. You think that's because of the missing gemstone?
Could be possible. The question is, where is this stone? Could be anywhere. Could have been lost hundreds of years ago.
I don't think so. If the key had been broken for a long time, why did Victoria hide it? No, I think the stone is missing intentionally, as an added safeguard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but where should we start looking?
Did Victoria give you anything before she died? An heirloom, jewelry, a signet ring?
Not to me, but Angelina.
What?
Her bracelet, she showed it to me. Yes, I remember well. There were rubies on it, too. Perhaps we need one of them?
And where is the bracelet now?
The police evidence locker.
Then get it. We don't have much time.
7:30 last night. Well, depending on when you woke up today, that might be a great sleep. So hopefully that's true. Okay, so I need to go to the police evidence locker, I guess. Nice. It's all rainy and stuff. That's great.
I don't want to bump into Joyce looking like this. She's always believed in the good in me. I don't want to shake that belief. The museum is already closed at this time of day.
Not that I thought either of these destinations were really where we wanted to go, but I figured I would check while we were gone. Okay.
Strange. It's never been so quiet here before. Huh? The telephone booth is locked? So what? Do people make too many calls in the night? Closed for business. The shop's already closed.
Adrian! It's done. Case closed. Angelina's letter convinced the judge completely.
Some good news.
A lot more than that. And is there anything I can do for you?
Good. The inside door? Oh, I see. Yeah. You mean back at the library in the castle? Or are you talking about an outside one?
Now with the case closed, all of the pieces of evidence are no longer required, right?
In theory, not anymore, no.
Then it wouldn't be a problem if I got the bracelet back. You do know that it's a family heirloom.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Zach!
Hmm?
Yeah, we're going back to the library after we grab this, so we'll go back and I'll look once I'm there. I think I do remember it though. Looking pretty cool. Perfect. So we have the bracelet. And now Spooner's redeployment.
How's it looking with your transfer?
Now that's lying on my boss's desk. And knowing him like I do, he's gonna let me stew for a while. But it'll come through sooner or later.
Goodbye.
Fare thee well, my lord.
Probably don't have anything to ask Zach, but since we're here.
Hi, Constable.
The Mr. Gordon.
Has the cafe shut down?
Yes, you really missed something this morning. Apparently Edward resigned, and then there was the massive argument between him and Denise. Well, I could see it coming.
Goodbye, Constable.
Right. Yeah, Edward is going to be our new butler. I mean, I don't believe there's other than the remake, I should say, I don't believe there's a Black Mirror 4. So we won't actually see Edward as the butler, but in the storyline, he would be the new butler since Bates died at the very end of the last game, and so there's been no butler this game. Edward will be the new Black Mirror Castle butler. Like a metal frame bigger than the door? Okay, well, we're done here, so let's go back now. Oh, I still have the rope, too. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, we're done here, so let's go back to the castle hall. Um, is there just there, or is there also... I think it is just here. One last time. We may not get anything now from it. One last time, since it's another day, we'll make a call to the fortune teller if it'll let us. Her final words of wisdom to us. Yeah, up here. This metal. Here, yeah.
Hello, Madame Fortuna.
Adrian, I knew you would call again.
Who else could it be?
Pick a card.
Stop.
I've drawn the death card.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Adrian, don't worry. Death means that you'll release yourself from all the ties. You'll experience a transformation.
Well, that certainly cheered me up.
And I see there. A lightning bolt. A bolt flashes down on you. Stop. The death card again. Adrian, the cards are correcting me. I see a deluge which will suffocate you. Oh, no. Oh, another death card. Adrian, I see darkness. You will be devoured by darkness.
How many death cards have you actually got there?
Just one in the major arcana. Oh, I've mixed up several tarot cards. What happened yesterday? Oh, no.
Great.
I'm sorry,
Fantastic.
Adrian. I have to call someone back urgently.
So she's been giving faulty readings. Oh, that's... Of course she has. Wow. Yeah, this grading here, it's very stylistic and stuff. I mean, you would assume, mostly at least, this is just decoration. There might be some utility. This is mostly just stylistic, I think, yeah. In a castle with hidden doors? Yeah. Yeah, actual library rooms, like the library inside a mansion or something, not just like some small thing where you have a bunch, like a bookshelf like I have with a bunch of books. Not that, but like an actual fancy library, yeah. Libraries are awesome. I love libraries. Also, depending, but some public libraries, if they're old libraries, like the New York City Library, other than the renovated parts, there's like some old, kind of like up here, like old frescoes and stuff, if I remember right. It's been a long time since I've seen pictures of it. I've not actually been, so I might be mixing it up with something else, but I think there are frescoes in it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so we have this. Let's maybe right-click to pull a jewel out.
The bracelet is an old family heirloom. It's made of silver and is decorated with rubies.
Okay, so we're not doing it that... Oh, you know what? I'd probably give it to her because she's got a dagger. Maybe she can pry it out or something.
Here, it was really easy.
Those really are the same stones. Now we just need to break one out without damaging it.
Let's go to you. Oh. You still have it? Oh, you do. Can you give him your dagger? No. Okay, how's he gonna get one out without damaging it?
The bracelet is an old family heirloom.
He doesn't really have anything that is a prying tool. Rope, extension cord, like an electrical extension cord, Book of the Guardians, the last note from Valentina to him, testing if he could be the Guardian. Book of Mordred, I think it's a birth certificate, or some. What is this? Oh no, it's a letter from the Vatican. Yeah, saying the Gordon family were guardians. Keys around the castle. Playing this video game over at the old mortuary. Probably won't have an opportunity to do that again anyway. Not that I'm going to not that I want to, but I'm just saying. The Madame Fortuna's card we just used to call. A cigarette lighter's not gonna not damage that. Map. Yeah, we don't have anything that'll pry. So what can I use? If I can't get the dagger from her.
Valentina,
Yes.
here. It was really easy.
Those really are
Okay, so it's the same conversation piece. So I need to figure out. I'm trying to think if I've seen anything that would be used for prying. I don't remember anything offhand. Maybe up in the room where Angelina previously stayed, where we were recovering ourselves. Maybe. I don't know. Is there a letter opener or something? Not really. There's a wardrobe, but
A whole load of photos of my family, with a grave candle in front of them. And then what have we got here? A pair of pliers. I'll take those and the candle. I don't need the other stuff right now.
the pliers will. I was not expecting pliers to be in there, but the pliers should work with this, I would guess. Get
One ruby's
ruby.
enough.
Okay. So that'll work. I didn't think there would be pliers in there. I thought he was going to say something about, like, I don't have time to change my clothes or something. But it was something to click. So, okay. Here we go. She combine it with the sword handle.
The ruby fits exactly into the socket on the hilt of the sword.
Yeah, one of these rubies here on the end was missing. So even though...
There's nothing to discuss with Adrian right now.
Oh, that's not what I meant. That's what I meant. This here, so 4 of the 5... This slid into 4 of the 5 spaces, but you need all 5, it looks like, to be able to twist anything, so...
There's a spiral staircase here. I can't see how far down it goes. It has to be a good few stories. Ladies first.
Are you scared? Or are you exercising your role as Lord of the Manor?
The Guardian isn't allowed to die. Those were your words. I'm just playing it safe.
She's like, I feel so comfortable now.
That's supposed to be the catacombs? Looks like the sewer system.
Patience. This is just the beginning.
Okay, so symbols.
That's most strange. What are Pictish glyphs doing here on English medieval walls? The house in connection with an amphora. That could mean a store. Amphoras were used back then like barrels are today. The house in connection with an amphora.
Okay.
An earlier version of a torch, and I've never seen this symbol before. The chain comes out of the shaft and disappears into the water.
Hey, DKS, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in.
A swimming pool for cellar ghosts? I don't understand why that's supposed to be here. Death on its own without any other glyphs isn't a good sign.
There's stuff up here now. Okay.
A bird usually represents the death of a person, and we've got a head which fits with this. From whoever.
Ah! Well, thanks for spending some of the little time you have with me. Appreciate it. Hopefully you have fun watching the stream. So that's that one. This is the last upper symbol, and then we got this one, and then I don't know if we're doing a combination of the symbols. I don't know.
The fish is the symbol for the first day after a new moon. With a hand, though, that doesn't make sense. The house in a circle. That's a new one for me. That could point to a family property or inheritance. Adrian? These symbols look like Pictish glyphs. Obviously an ancient form of writing, more than 6,000 years old. So I'm wondering what business have they got being on these walls?
Maybe one of my ancestors thought they looked nice? Do you know what they mean?
Sort of, but don't ask me how you vocalize them.
Realize that March will be your 13th year anniversary of uploading your first video. Nice! Congratulations! I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it was April. Or the very end of March, but I think it was April of 2012 was my first video. So that would put me 13 years coming up here in just a few months. Yeah. Long time ago. Yeah, it's crazy to think too, because like now some games that I played not all that long ago, or ones that I've recently played but that are from like 2014, that's like 10 years old. That's like an old game now. And it's not that long ago, doesn't seem, right? Like I played Alien Isolation in 2014. I just last night finished a game I started on Halloween, Rusty Lake Hotel. That was done in 2014. Those are like old games now. Crazy. Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's no month called Match, so I assumed it was a typo. Yeah, no big deal. I knew what you meant.
Looks like we're in a dead-end street.
But it can't be, though. It has to continue somewhere. Maybe there's another secret passage.
Certainly not out of the question. Keep your eyes open.
Let's switch to him and see what he can see.
There are hieroglyphics etched all around here. Did the druids build these walls? A bird relief. Here's an illustration of a house and a jar. Here's a pitchfork and a flower. There's a bird and a head chiseled in here. There's a fish and a hand on this column. I think that's supposed to be a house or a shack.
Yeah, this game, well, especially the first one, because the first one was was like 3 or 4 years before this game we're playing right now. But this game was, I think, 2007 or 2008. So this is like 17, 18 years old now. Oh, you still have it. Nice. Yeah. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. I did not have any gray hair or white hair or anything when I started. I'm like all white beard now. Not all, but like very much, right? I have some dark, but mostly white. And a little bit of white coming on the edges of my hair. Most of my hair is still blonde, but I still got a little bit of white coming on the edges now. Yeah, we're getting up there. I am 51 now, so I'm old school. Super, super old. Yeah,
In
okay.
this environment, that can only be a whirlpool. Huh. The water's been standing there for some time. I reckon that's the remains of the water from putting out the fire. At any rate, it's not normal sewage. A hefty chain. It's hanging into the water.
Okay, so we've looked at the symbols for both perspectives, and the pool and the chain. I wonder if there's something in the room that I've not looked at yet. Oh, there's a drain. Yeah, I missed that.
The whole thing could be some kind of cistern. It collects rainwater from all over the castle. It's brought here and then goes stagnant. No, there has to be an outflow somewhere as well.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy too, because when you're younger, you don't even think. You don't even remotely think. I mean, you're like, someday I'll be old, but that's like way far off. And then one day you just wake up and you're like, damn, I'm old. That's all right. I think that's the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to focus on your age and pay attention. Just, realize certain things like, certain medical procedures and stuff like colonoscopies and stuff you start needing to do when you get older. But other than that, don't really focus on your age. Just, just do stuff with the time you've got, I think is pretty much the main thing. So we still have oh no, that's a grave candle. That's right. I was thinking this was the hilt of the key we used to get down here in the first place. He says there's got to be another exit, but I'm not seeing. Let me try again. Hang on. I gotta say though, I do YouTube as a hobby. Well, I'm YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, Kick, Twitch. So for like 5 different platforms, right, where I have videos either uploaded or I stream or whatever. Even still though, my whole point is I do this as a hobby, but it's been a great hobby. I've really experienced some very interesting, often thought-provoking stories. Some are just, weird and they're interesting, but they're just kind of weird and they are what they are. So for example, Rusty Lake Hotel. It's interesting. It's not really thought-provoking, not life-changing or anything, but it's interesting. It was fun. But there's some stories and games and stuff that have just been amazing, right? I have to say, for the Chinese room developer, and I'm still looking around for stuff, just in case anybody's gonna, worry about my not focusing on the game. Still Wakes the Deep was good, but was not nearly the same kind of. It wasn't on par with a lot of other Chinese room games, to be, if I'm honest. And I don't mean that it's bad quality. It just was not thought-provoking and emotionally moving, really. There was a little bit. There's a scene where, in case you haven't seen it, I try not to spoil. There's a scene where you're confronted with death and with some problems going on in the main character's life outside of the setting where you are. So there's some of that, but it's not nearly like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture was really thought provoking. Amnesia, Machine for Pigs, pretty thought provoking. Still Wakes the Deep wasn't so much. So normally I'd say, well, it was a pretty good, it was a good game. It was interesting and so on, and it was. But compared to other stuff the Chinese Rooms put out, it's kind of an inferior product, honestly. I mean, I don't hate it at all, but I wasn't impressed compared to their other stuff. I've come to know the Chinese Room as like this really, deep story telling developer, and it wasn't so much. It was more not really scary horror, just kind of like creepy horror feel, I guess, somewhat. I don't know. I wasn't as impressed with it. It was fun, but it was lesser quality compared to their other stuff, I think. Still Wakes the Deep is the one I'm talking about, Faux Fox. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, well, that's okay. I mean, technically speaking, you're early middle age and I'm late middle age. I think middle age goes to something like 55. Possibly 60, although I think it's 55 about. So that's kind of middle age. And then once you hit 60 for sure, then you're actually starting into old age. And 60 to, however long you live is old age, right? So. I guess talk to Valentina. I'm not seeing any other entrances or anything.
I wouldn't know what I might ask her.
Okay, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with any of this stuff, right? Up above in the other cellar, she said that the well was dry, right? We can light that, so I've got a lit candle.
For the dead.
Okay. Let's go to the cellar ourselves. The proper cellar, not the special chamber. See if there's anything there that maybe he can see that she wasn't able to. But he might say he's not going to go down there, even still. Oh no, he does. Okay. All right, so there's some more stuff. Let's see if we find anything in here that helps us out. I don't have high hopes for it, but maybe.
A construction light, just like the ones all around the castle, except without any power.
To the Moon? Yeah, To the Moon was a great one for sure. I really enjoyed that.
Empty. I'm guessing that they used to store wine or beer here back in the day. Those days are long gone, though.
I have to thank Faux Fox for putting me onto To the Moon. I might, and I'm not saying I would have, but I possibly might have found that eventually on my own. But it would have been a lot longer time to find it in the first place, I think. Faux Fox found it for me, so that's awesome.
There's a thick electric cable hanging from the roof, just above a puddle of water. Craig was right. It isn't safe down here. I need more light.
No. Needs more light, but we're not gonna connect these at all.
I need more light.
Okay. Fine. We'll keep looking around for a bit.
Boxes of empty wine bottles. Just in case there's a life for me after Mordred, I'm gonna give this castle a real cleanup and throw it all of this old junk. Well, I'll hand the job over to Edward, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I knew that if I mentioned it that you would be like, hey, I told so I want to make sure I gave you props. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. So didn't know about the bird story and Finding Paradise so recently though. Oh yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, that's one thing I've really enjoyed about the little, it's small, of course, only 1,800 people. But that's one thing I've really enjoyed about the little community we've built over the years is that, I learn about a lot of new stuff that I wouldn't have otherwise found on my own. And of course, it's conversations I've had with people on the channel and stuff have been great. So that's awesome too. Different friends like Faux Fox
A
and you.
shelf of wine bottles. As far as I can tell, they're all still full. 1953. Either extremely valuable or completely disgusting.
Maybe both. Some people collect wine just to collect it. They don't actually ever plan on drinking it.
There are only busted boxes and barrels back there. I guess that's the main switch for the electricity in the cellar. Who needs fuses if you've got such a big lever?
Okay, I don't think so, but it's possible this is a bit of a troll for players, and they might actually electrocute you and kill you if you do this. So this isn't a game like Stasis, the Stasis series, where you specifically have deaths on purpose as like achievements to get and stuff. But this game does have some places where you can die, like for example the bear traps in the woods. So saving it just in case.
Okay, Mordred. Ever put your fingers in a socket? There's a hell of a lot of juice. It's not gonna give me any more light. I'll turn the electricity off again.
Alright. Gonna hook this up to that? No. I still have yet to find where the... Oh, hang on. I have an idea. I don't know that I can do this still. It might still not work, but earlier I tried and it wouldn't give me anything. Let's see if I can do this. There. Okay. And now this.
So now I've got the option to connect something up down there.
Okay. And now.
Here's the end of the extension cable. I need more light.
Right. So, what about this?
A construction light. Just like the ones all around the castle. Except without any power.
Right. Says it needs more light, but I can't. Oh, maybe if I grab that now. There. There we go. I had to get the description of the extension cable first and then grab it. You've suggested a few things that I've liked. If I remember, over the years, what else have you suggested that we played that I've liked? The Silent Swan? I think that was your suggestion, right? Wasn't it? Or was that Monmouth or somebody? Anyway, I really like the Silent Swan. I don't know. I look at a lot of indie places for different stuff to try out. And so sometimes I forget whether something was a suggestion by somebody specifically or if it was something that I looked up on my own. Some of the more obscure things I tend to forget about, so I'm not sure, but... Ha! What, really? Okay, let's save the game again. I think I might kill myself for sure doing this, if he even does it. He might just say, okay, are you a moron or something, but let's...
If it weren't for me being a former student of physics, I'd call that kind of action suicide. Now the end of the cable's hanging directly in the water.
Okay. And now if I do this...
The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch.
So you're gonna walk through the water and
Valentina!
look, I guess.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Valentina!
yes.
Okay. So there is some exit.
I'll tie the rope to the column here and let it down the shaft. Must be a seriously heavy water bucket if you need a chain like that to lift it.
Attaching it to the water pump? Maybe.
I don't think that the pump will suck up a metal chain.
Oh, I was thinking it was just the rotating part of it to pull. Chain. What are we going to... There's a wire rope. Oh, maybe that's it. Let's look at this. See what he says.
I think that's the power connection for the water pump. I guess there were no power plugs back then. Oh, that's just one pole. Does this thing use direct current? So I wonder where you attach the other pole. The wire rope is wrapped tightly around the pipe. I guess it's an earth for the water pump. Or is it the second pole? I'll put the cable into the connecting terminal on the pump. There are two huge water basins here. They must go back to when they had no running water. No idea what kind of pipes those are. Water or sewage, I guess.
Looks like that's it over here. So controls.
You can turn the pump on and off with that. You can even adjust the direction of rotation and the speed. Theoretically, I could pump the cellar full of water again, slowly or quickly. That's the water pump, which they used to pump away the extinguishing water. It's a real monster, and ancient, too. I'm surprised that thing even works. No electricity. Quite a clear design. The motor's on the right, the pump device is on the left. The two are connected with a long shaft.
Yeah. Yep. No, that doesn't surprise me. You'll notice I've not uploaded videos in forever. I just don't have the time to do both, like the recording and the editing and the uploading, and then doing monetization, setting ad breaks at different parts that make more sense than the automatic stuff. And then, it's just it's a lot in the last few years that I've had a lot of stuff on my plate. But I do think I am getting to the point where I probably can start doing that again, which sucks that there's been such a break, 'cause it's been like 3 years or something since I've done it. But I think I'm gonna be able to start doing that. That's one of my main goals. One of my main goals in 2025 is to get back into regular uploading. So we'll work on that. But yeah, so I get you not having time. I totally get you. Well, and Fox also gets busy, right? And she sometimes can't watch or something, and there are some weekends when I can't stream for whatever reason. Either I get sick because of how busy I am, or I just am busy and don't actually have the time. So it happens.
The innards of a water pump. The innards of...
Okay. This is getting riskier with all the stuff down here with electricity. Let me say this again. Okay. I just don't want to have to redo a whole bunch of stuff down here. I'm going to connect that. Oh, to the grate? Maybe. Seems like that could electrocute. Yep. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was like, seems like that could electrocute him right as he died. I was like, I don't know about to the grate. That seems like a mistake. Where would I connect this, though? To not the grate, obviously. Well, rope, chain. Where would be the power source for this? That seems like incorrect. Let's not do that right now. I don't know. Chain. We're gonna move the chain though. It still acts like you can connect to the water pump, which is silly if that's no point. It was like just gonna say, well, you're gonna suck, you can't suck that down or something. But we go turn
The
that off.
electricity is off again.
Okay. There's something, I think there's something else we're missing here that I need to. Electricity's off, right? So it'll still electrocute me?
The power cable is now hanging through the grill and straight into the water. Nothing's happening.
Oh, right, because I need, yeah.
The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch. The construction works, but there's not much electricity getting to it. The water doesn't conduct very well.
So instead of water, all right, let's see. So, okay, we don't need that page. Okay. Sewer system. We found the entrance to the sewer system. Must be away from there into the catacombs. At least that's what all of the symbols point to. Pump in the cellar. There's an old pump in the cellar. Maybe I can get it working. Judging by the age of it, it looks like all that's needed is power connection, and it'll definitely need earthing. Pump's got power, just not enough. If this puddle would only conduct a bit more. So, we're there. Turn it off again.
The electricity is off again.
Okay, I'm going to need to do something to the water to get it to conduct more. I don't know what I have that I can use, but let's see, rubble.
Cellars are often used as the last resting place for all sorts of heavy junk, and it's no different in British castles. At first glance, there's nothing useful leaping out at me here. At the second one, too.
He's like, at first glance, it's useless. Also, at second glance, it's useless. Yeah. I mean, at the chain, maybe. Put the chain in the water? Maybe. No. The grating? No. The water pump? I don't think.
If I wrap the chain around the drive shaft, I could use the water pump as a winch.
See, that's what I was thinking at first.
I hope the motor's powerful enough.
That's actually what I was thinking at first, but then he was like, "You're not going to suck it up," and I was like, "Who said I was trying to suck up the chain with the
My
water pump?"
improvised chain winch. I'm quite proud of it.
Okay, so now we just need something that'll help the water conduct electricity better, and I still don't know what that will be. Well, that's just calling down to
Valentina!
Valentina. Yeah, okay. Okay. There is salt up above in the bucket. I wonder if we could just grab some of that. That would help conduct.
The bucket is half full of a white salt, probably for when it's icy. I'll take a handful of grit salt with me, just in case I have to help some old grandma cross an icy street.
That's not why. Come on, we just looked at the water below. That was silly. Anyway. Okay, this, there.
I'll give the pepper and chilies a miss. The puddle's seasoned enough.
Okay. Pump's got power, just not enough. If this puddle would only conduct a bit more. With the salt in the puddle, it ought to get enough power to the pump, yeah. So now... Should do that.
The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch.
Alright. One last save just in case. With the extra power, they decide that now suddenly walking where I've already gone will kill me or something. I think this should be okay. Okay, and then this.
I can't wind the chain anymore. Something's blocked.
What are you up to?
She just walks across the puddle.
Yes.
Electrified, it's fine.
I wouldn't know what I might ask her.
There's nothing to discuss with Adrian right now. The well shaft probably leads directly down into the catacombs. But it's blocked with a grill down there, so you're not going to get that far.
Yeah, how do we move the grill? So this can't pull any further. So how... She came up here for a reason, I assume, right? She came up here, just suddenly showed up and said, "What are you up to?" So that makes me think that there's a reason she's here. Like maybe Adrian and Valentina together have to do something, but I'm trying to think of what they would do together. Up here, I mean, I would think if anything, they would maybe together try to pull on the grill. Let me ever go back down and see if there's still something to do over there, or if it is indeed that she needs to stay down there. Okay, there, there.
Damn, and I thought I'd pulled the plug out of the bath.
Okay, so it is actually going back down here. No, stop. Okay. Switch to him. And then access the diary. Bound entrance to the sewer system must be away from here to the catacombs. At least that's what all the symbols point to. In the sewer system, there's some kind of a cage or maybe an elevator. That could be the way into the catacombs. Yeah.
What the heck's a cage doing down here in the middle of the catacombs? Good to know. I could lock up unwelcome visitors in here.
It really would have been better to have taken a hotel room.
If I pull on the rope, that ought to be visible up above. If
I don't know why we care if pulling the rope is visible up above, though. Like, what is... Huh? I would think lowering the cage, except the water's still here, so the water's going to come down with the cage, right? That's probably not what we want. I don't know. I don't think I can have one of these two up above operating the water pump while the other one's down here, because I think they both need to go down, because he needs to go down to be by the mirror to get the spirit of Mordred cast out of him, and she needs to be down there to actually perform the exorcism. So they both need to be down. We don't have a third character we're playing, so I'm trying to think of what it's expecting me to do here. I thought maybe going in the cage and there maybe would be a lever or a button or something, but apparently there's not. It's just a cage. This might reflect cage, maybe. I don't know.
The house in a circle. That's a new one for me. That could point to a family property or inheritance.
So that doesn't really give us anything new.
I doubt that people were locked up in the cage. It must have been used for something else.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, this is the way you descend below. I just don't know how we get... it to operate that way. She doesn't have much with her. I don't think she's got any objects that are going to help us here. He doesn't have a lot. I'm going to save this just to save some time, not for any other reason. I'm going to save it here. Have him go back upstairs and see what happens if he turns the water pump on and tries to lower the cage again. If, like, he can get back down here or something and still use that. If it doesn't work, I can just reload. So that's kind of what we're doing with that. Then I'll do this because that skips a couple of rooms. Here. And cellar. And then if I go back down, she is not even going to analyze this stuff. So that's apparently a thing. And I'll just raise it again. It's not, we're not gaining anything by doing this. So I'm trying to figure out. I feel like we probably need to drain the water, but I don't know how to do that. Because we don't have like a tube or something to stick down there to suck the water out. So I don't know.
Valentina!
Yes?
Okay, so that doesn't do anything more than what it did before.
There's a rope hanging in the well.
Am I gonna drain the water from there?
My improvised chain winch.
I don't know. There's nothing else over here. All this stuff is already hooked up. Just reload back down below. I don't think we gained anything by going back up above. So we'll just jump back down. Talked about being able to see the rope up above. That doesn't really...
If I pull on the rope, that ought to be visible up above.
Okay, what if... I don't think this is going to help either, but let's... Unfortunately, she doesn't have a map, so I do have to do the extra clicking. It's not a huge problem, but... It would be more convenient to just not have to click so many times. Okay, so... Stop. Over here. Okay,
The rope's hanging in the well.
Okay, now, if you pull that...
If I pull on the rope...
Yeah, see, it says that, but it doesn't really help. Like, nothing... I don't gain anything from that. And this was fish with what?
There's a fish and a hand on this column. There's a bird and a head chiseled in here.
Well, we still have the pliers. What do we use those for? I don't know. Something coming up, maybe. Mm. I mean, I could just try lowering him. I feel like that might kill him, though. Well, let's see.
That's too dangerous. I'm not going to know up here what Adrian's doing down there. If he's in a cage, he could drown.
Yeah, okay. So that's a good call. So if he's in here... Oh, and then now pull the rope?
If I pull on the rope, that ought to be visible up above.
Okay, that doesn't help us, apparently. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. We need to drain this somehow. I don't know how we drain the water. I can't even access the water, so I don't know how I'm supposed to drain it. But... Unless, if she...
That's too dangerous.
Yeah, okay. Fine. Fine. I'll have Adrian go back up. Since you're too paranoid to do anything, even when he's not there. Now do we get... I don't think we did, right? But I'm checking to see if we can interact with the water when that's down. Yeah, still can't access the water. I don't know...
There's standing water throughout the whole drainage system. Maybe the outflow's blocked somewhere.
I don't see anything in here where it's blocked. This is probably not what's blocking this. It's probably that this is blocked that is causing this. Is probably what's actually going on. Use that on the well? I don't know what that does.
The inner walls of the well are a dark black. The weak light from the grave candle would get swallowed up immediately.
It's interesting that it considers as a possibility people wanting to put the grave candle down the well. That makes me wonder if there's something we're supposed to do with that. But I don't remember when I was there. I don't remember seeing. No. Let's have you go back again. There's something more you notice in this area. She already mentioned the drain was probably blocked by something. Cannot do anything there. There's the rope, but otherwise nothing really.
Valentina,
Yes.
what do you think's going on with this cage?
I don't think that's a cage in the usual sense.
How come? Isn't it a wonderful torture device, especially with the water?
Oh, right. So that's your interpretation of a normal cage usage.
Don't forget, I'm being possessed by an 800-year-old tyrant. I've hung the rope into the well.
What are you thinking of doing with the rope?
When I pull on it, you turn on the winch up there and let me down. When I'm running out of air down there, I'll pull again and you winch me back up.
I think I can manage that.
Oh, okay. So it was just a matter of discussing the plan. Okay, give me 1 sec here. I'll be right back. My apologies. Okay, so now that we have a plan, I guess, then she needs to go up. In the kitchen. Cellar. Okay, so now save it. So if he drowns, we can try again.
I can't get to it from here.
Oh, it's only once she's... I see, okay.
I'll wait on Adrian's signal.
Okay, so I guess we gotta go up there and do it in the first place since he can't reach it. So dumb. Alright. Go down. Move out of the way so I can reach it with him. Thanks. Okay, now. That's dumb that you have to have him do it. I'll wait on Adrian's signal. I can't reach the rope. Okay, can we work together and just, like, make it simpler? Instead of being dumb about it, where I gotta go up with the other guy that's not gonna be really using it.
Okay, hold your breath.
Interesting. Okay. Let's do this for now.
I knew it. There's a mechanism down there for... well, I don't actually know what, but I think it continues on there.
Okay, let's look at the... because we had left and right now, so instead of messing with that, just because I don't know how long he's supposed to be able to hold his breath, let's go down again and look at each of the... like, because they had arrows left and right, let's look at the sides, and then get all that information, tell Valentina, maybe she can decipher what order we need to do or something.
Come on, Adrian, remember.
It might be simpler. When I see this symbol, I do the jug. So, let me write these down. Alright, so let's do that. Kind of the jug. Where I see like the trident. I do, maybe. Okay. Get out of here. Which one's that?
Here's a pitchfork and a flower.
Flower. Okay. That's a bird and a head. And this is a fish, and what is that below it?
There's a fish and a hand on this column.
Oh, a hand. I see. Okay. And then over here, this side is kind of that, the house that's circled. And this over here is just a bird, I think.
A bird relief.
Yeah. Which Valentina was saying basically was just death by itself. So we probably don't want to do... The thing is, I don't know which symbols lead to which, right? Because there are 4 of them, not 2 of them. So you can't just pair them up. So, anyway, I've got those symbols. So let's see if we can do something down there with it now. Did I already... I'm pretty sure I already saved it, right? But let me... One more time. Okay. So we have a house. So this one needs to be the jug. That's correct. Pitchfork needs to be the flower. Bird. I don't know what this one is. Fish needs to be the hand. I don't know. I guess that's the hand? I assume. Let me get back up. So it doesn't run out of air.
Come on, Adrian. Remember.
Okay, and back down. So I guess that one that was scratched is going to be the bird. And we need a head on that one. Okay. So that. This one should be a head. There we go.
That was close. It's just getting better and better here.
Adrian? Adrian! Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm okay. Just a little touch and go, that's all.
Right, because this came through, the cage came through, all the water dumped into here. Okay, so we're actually okay now for that.
Is everything really? Wow. I've never seen anything like this. Isn't that just so impressive?
Well, I'm so glad you like my humble wine cellar.
he's like, I don't know if I'd say impressive. I mean, kind of, gruesome with the stuff that goes on here, but...
I'm so close to where I want to be. Why should I turn around?
Alright, fine.
A rusty helmet. Somebody probably lost it. A stone coffin, I'm thinking.
What are you doing?
I'm opening the coffin?
Have you ever heard of rest in peace?
What? When there could be something inside that's vital to our mission?
I just don't think this is right. Not one bit.
I can't get the lid open any further, but it's moved enough to see inside. Pretty damn dusty. There's not much left of the corpse.
That's it? That's all we got out of that? Maybe not.
There's an arrowhead in here. Still looks pretty good. I'm gonna take that with me.
There's a stone door. Probably where we're trying to step through, but I don't know. I mean, with the symbol and stuff. Don't know for sure, of course. Another one. She's going to complain again, probably. Oh, maybe not.
There's a weird disc thing lying among the bones.
That
Almo-
looks like a round shield a warrior might use.
I was going to say almost a shield, yeah. Hey, not RJ.
Looks like an offering dish to me. Oops.
Oops. Why is the oops? Okay. Finally reached the catacombs, but unfortunately we're standing in front of closed doors and any number of symbols again. Does all of it go back to Mordred's time, or are these catacombs much older? Offering dish. In front of one of the great headless statues, there's a kind of an offering dish attached to the wall. If I push it down, then all the chains in the chamber move, like it's some kind of weighing device. What would you want to weigh here?
Ginormous statue of a guy with a sword, without a head. Could that be Mordred? Something sticking out of the dust.
Fish?
A piece of jewelry, shaped like a fish.
And the last one.
There are only a few bones in here, nothing else.
Okay. Else over here. Does not look like it. Other reliefs.
There's something different about this tablet. There's only one of these reliefs here.
Oh, it had to load? Okay.
7 people standing around the place. Oh no, 3 of them are lying down. Are they sleeping or are they dead? 7 people, a whole load of symbols. Fish, crown, no idea, bones, and so on. Hieroglyphic after hieroglyphic, as far as the eye can see.
Okay, Sister Valentina is better at this stuff, I think. Let's have her
A
try.
very strange depiction. What can it mean? 7 people, all a little different. Could they perhaps represent different societal groups from their time back then? 3 people are lying down, 4 are standing. In the middle, there's an altar chiseled in. I don't know all the symbols, but they seem to be describing something. At least it looks like they've been divided into 7 groups. Perhaps each of the symbol sequences describes one of the people on the upper half. The one lying here has a crown. Could well be a king. The other, a warrior perhaps. Symbolically both rather unpopular. The standing ones seem to be normal people. The one here could probably even be a priest. This one here could be a hunter. I don't know all the symbols, at least it looks... Perhaps each of the 7 people, all 3 people are lying. The one lying here has a crown. Could well... The standing one, 7 people, 3 people are lying.
Okay, so nothing new on those. I mean, clicking it multiple times. Over
The
here.
hieroglyphics have lasted well. I wish I had time to examine them more closely. Perhaps when all of this is over. Adrian? The hieroglyphics on the wall seem to be describing certain things which were dangerous for them back in those days.
Bread being important I can get. But a bone?
No, I don't mean each symbol on its own, but a row of symbols describes a person, for example.
So like, bread would belong to a baker then?
Yes, but it can also describe other people. Bread was baked by bakers, sold by traders, and also then eaten at some point.
Does it say how you get the door open as well?
Right now, I don't see any connection.
A couple of sticks of dynamite could come in handy right now.
I doubt it. It has to be the case that only people of pure heart can go further down. Dynamite is a somewhat brutal option.
Somewhat brutal? Okay, lady. Okay. Oh, there's a hole over here, too. I didn't notice. Interesting.
A hole the size of a hand. No idea how deep it is.
Guys, I say, don't put your hand in automatically, please. Probably put something in here, and then your stone door will open. Maybe? Let's see if the stone door is even closed. Because ultimately, we're opening this door, I think.
It seems to continue here. Valentina, you coming?
Wait,
Yeah?
you see that there?
Yeah. Those aren't hieroglyphics.
That's Latin. Your ancestors must have written that.
And what does it say exactly?
A warning. Beware, guardians of the shades. They will take possession of your soul as soon as you venture into the dark.
Shades? Is that some kind of metaphor?
No, I don't think so. In the Book of Guardians, it said that Marcus had to battle through an army of shades that his brother had summoned out from the mirror.
Makes sense. First Mordred, now Shades. Well, my soul's not gonna get bored, that's for sure.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. You don't have to constantly be chatting. You can obviously be doing other stuff. That actually happens a lot. I believe both Silhouette and Monmouth, I believe both of them just kind of listen during part of it. Like if I'm doing something trying to figure out a puzzle, or if it's something that it doesn't require that much like watching to really experience it, they'll be doing other stuff in the background. So that's a common thing. I don't think that's anything you need to worry about. I don't know what I... Okay. There we go. So I guess I need 2 more things. Looks like 5, 1, 2, 3. And that looks like about enough space for 2, maybe 3 other things. 2 or 3.
I've got no idea how that works. Looks like some kind of a scale, and it's connected to these chains. Now, what should I weigh?
So we're not going to pick up the helmet. We already checked all the sarcophagi, so we're done with those. What if she... No, no dagger. Adrenaline doesn't make sense. That wouldn't have been something they had back then, yeah.
This is one proper labyrinth. Where now? Straight ahead or to the right?
Did you see that? In the room ahead?
What is that?
No idea. But it's moving.
Is that one of those shades?
Whatever it is, we shouldn't get too close to it. Be a good idea to close the door.
Huh? How did you know that the switch was the right one?
I didn't. That's what you call putting your faith in God.
Shade Labyrinth. We've seen a shade, a black creature, somehow transparent, kind of misty with glowing eyes. It was right in front of us. Beware, guardian of the shades. They will take possession of your soul should you wander into the darkness. It is written right at the front of the entrance. Now I know what that means, but this greenish light seems to scare them off. Could it be this is how we're going to be able to get a closer look around this labyrinth without getting our souls eaten? Greenish light, huh? I don't know what you mean by greenish light. I think we're going to save this for next time. So we'll have, it looks like probably just one more week. Probably just one more week of streaming this and we'll finish, I think. We'll do the shade stuff. Probably, these look like sarcophagi. These here, and then these three. That might be all of them. And there might be some here. These might be sarcophagi too. Although I don't think so. Anyway, it looks like there are a few sarcophagi in here. So we're probably going to search the sarcophagi kind of like we did in that big room out there and get some more objects that we will end up putting on that weighing plate. On that, it's not a scale exactly, but kind of. Anyway, and we'll have to avoid the shades while we do that. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, okay, we're going to call that for today. So. All right. Well, you'll be right back, Fofox, but the stream will probably be over by then because I'm ending it now. Okay, well, thanks, Fofox, DKS, not RJ, anybody else who watches now or later. Appreciate the support, as always. So about 8 hours from now, just under 8 hours from now, I will be streaming again. This will be continuing The Witness. I'm guessing we still have a month or maybe even 2 of The Witness to stream because I gotta figure out all the puzzles before we finish the game, of course. So, anyway, if you guys can make it, that'll be awesome. And if not, I'll talk to you guys next time. Be safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Till then, peace.
Poor spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.